Good evening, and thanks for joining us on News Center Maine at 5:30. I'm Amanda Hill.
And I'm Chris Costa. Thanks for joining us. This evening we start with a staggering number, 37 million. NBC News reports that's how many people have been diagnosed with COVID-19 in the U.S. since the start of the pandemic.
That's roughly 11% of the U.S. population. Maine accounts for more than 72,000 of those cases. And case numbers are tracking up across the nation. This is a look at the 7-day case average by state. Darker colors represent more cases. As you can see, the spike is mostly concentrated in the south right now, but cases are climbing in Maine, too. Maine reported 375 new cases in the past 3 days. It all comes as the more contagious Delta variant spreads. Now the Associated Press reports that U.S. regulators are expected to recommend booster shots for fully vaccinated Americans.
Hospitals in Maine are already gearing up to give third doses of the Pfizer and Moderna COVID-19 vaccines to people who have compromised immune systems. The FDA gave that approval on Friday. I talked to hospital leaders about why a booster shot might soon be an option for everyone. Right now, people who meet the FDA's criteria of immunocompromised can get a third dose of either Pfizer or Moderna COVID-19 vaccines. Those criteria include people getting cancer treatment, those who received an organ transplant and are taking immunosuppressive therapy, people with advanced or untreated HIV, and more. In Maine, that makes up about 3%, or about 1 in 33 people.
Those people who were moderately or severely immunocompromised, they didn't mount a sufficient immune response to the vaccines to begin with, so they need a third dose.
Hospital systems like Maine Health, Northern Light Health, and Intermed have started scheduling those appointments for those at-risk patients. And breaking overnight, the Associated Press reports the federal government is considering making booster shots available to the general public. But it's unclear when or if those would become available.
Some of the emerging data is showing that at about 8 months after the final dose of vaccine, that the immunity may be waning, and that a third dose of the mRNA vaccines may help to boost that immunity.
Doctors agree with the studies that show the vaccines work well to prevent hospitalization and death. But they say the highly contagious and more deadly Delta variant is causing the federal government to consider these boosters.
We're just seeing very, very, very ill people, and we're mostly all unvaccinated. People are commonly saying, I'd like to get the vaccine, and yet they're quite ill, and it's too late to give them a vaccine at that point. I mean, not until they're better. The stories I'm hearing are very, very sad, very tragic.
The Delta variant is also causing breakthrough cases, meaning people who are fully vaccinated and still getting infected with COVID-19. So far, the Maine CDC reports 863 breakthrough cases, with just 35 of those people ending up in the hospital and 14 who have died. The Maine CDC says most of the hospitalizations and deaths among breakthrough cases involved vaccination during end-of-life care or other significant clinical contributing factors.